In today's video, we're continuing the alternate future of the world series, and tensions rise quickly between these two nations to the point where war is declared on by China. Yes, China declares war. And why do they declare war? A, expansion. B, resources. C, because they don't like India. Yes, even hundreds of years later, they still hate them, yes. Hundreds of years of hatred, I guess. Well, Chinese forces enter India. Not that fast, because it'll take the whole country in a week, but at this rate, not very fast, but they break through the front lines. Their element of nothing, really. They just go to war. They declare war. Yes, wars get declared. Very realistic. The initial invasion, quickly, China manages to solidify a front. And they even manage to launch a spearhead to the coast. And where Myanmar is. And they use this, and they launch an offensive into this area. They also launch offensives in here, in Tibet, basically, trying to push back to the capital of India. With India launching a counter-offensive in the north, as they're starting to get enough forces to hold the front back. This area here ends up being worse. Just keeps getting worse of a situation, so they have to surrender. Well, India's not having fun with that. Well, they managed to advance really far. With the offensive slowing a bit, they managed to push even deeper into India's territory. With India launching a massive counter-offensive, pushing back one of the spearheads, and pushing back in this direction. But China sponsors some rebels in Pakistan. And you may think this would be what would collapse them. With the rebels seizing a lot of land. Well, and during this, they launch an offensive, even moving into parts of Bangladesh, and they start a spearhead over here. And India is being pushed to the brink on this front, with them managing to advance into Bangladesh. With a counter-offensive against the Pakistan rebels in the south, and another counter-offensive over here, and one over there, as India is still managing to hold on, despite being embarrassed by all of these losses. And while they lose their holdings in Bangladesh, with Aspera being launched over here, with more people in Pakistan revolting. And well, yeah, the Pakistan rebellion. But it's not that bad. Now, because I did that, they also end up with a communist rebellion, yes. In the south. In the area that's the south of the country. And they take Sri Lanka, India's Sri Lankan holdings. And they also launch a rebellion over here. They're against this war and want a way out. As they gain a lot of support in the south, they manage to advance to here. With imperialist China still advancing, yes. And well, with all of this going on, the forces entering the north start moving faster. As they move on, with more people supporting communism across the country. Which is shocking, considering what a communist country would do to them, invade them a few times in the past. Well, managing the Pakistan rebels to take more land. And well, they advance and they link their forces up to Pakistan rebels, with their goal to take down the Pakistan rebels. Managed to take them down in the south, while also advancing, not advancing like that, advancing to there, but not like that, like this. With the Pakistan rebels holding on well. Although they lose these southern lands they had, they still don't stop. With a peace treaty having to be signed. Let's see how it goes for communist India. This part, which is like Bangladesh, parts of Myanmar, and parts of India. India becomes communist, yes. Pakistan gains a small state. China gains a lot of land, including puppeting this and making a corridor to the Gulf of Bengal, maybe? Or Bengal, something. And well, since it's not all, like, lost land here, it's just collapsed land, pretty far south. They decide to do some land taking. Yes. The North African Union decides to occupy lands to there. And well, Mauritania occupies some land. Seeming as this is not all frozen land, because the frozen land's pretty far south. But because it would be useful. And while Spain, recently communist, decides to go on an expansion, its campaign. Yes, communists claim they hate emperors, but isn't that what they are in some ways? With both being revenge-seeking, both wanting revenge, as they never got what they deserved, with them quickly taking over these lands. And then they decide to sign a communist pact. Yeah, not a communist pact. Not a Comintern, nope. The neo-communist order, nope. The Madrid Pact. Yes, the Madrid Pact. That's what we'll call it. With it being orange. I think orange could be good. Yes, orange works. Not like that. But like this it does. And they also make in France, and then they manage to get India to join. Yes, India decides to join, believing it will benefit them. And well, that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, but not until you subscribe. Bye, guys!